Greetings guys, lovely to see you all again. We're going to be looking at Trivium's A Gunshot to the Head of Trepidation. Let's take a look. Guys, before we get too excited, there's one thing that we need to keep in mind is that we're in drop D tuning, which is D, A, D, G, B, E. So get yourself in tune and we'll get started. Alright guys, let's take a look at the first section. We're going to be starting off with this kind of major 7th arpeggio. It's exactly the same idea pretty much over 2 octaves. So what I'm doing is initially a pull off from 18 to 15 on the first string, and then 16 to 15 on the second. And then when I bring that down the octave, I'm jumping to 15 of the third and pulling off to 12. And then when I get to the 4th string, I want to pick all these notes. So I'm going to go 13, 12, 13. And then I reverse my steps basically with hammer-ons. Okay, so after I've done 13, 12, 13 on the 4th, I'll do a hammer-on from 12 to 15 on the 3rd. And then 15 to 16 on the 2nd. And then I'm going to play 15 to 18, so I'll pick both of these notes and then pull off the 18 on the 1st string, so I'll go. Let's try the whole thing from the start. Okay, and then after that I work my way into this. So what I'm doing here is just a standard kind of D major arpeggio. So what I'm doing is a pull off from 17 to 14 on the 1st, going to 15 of the 2nd, and then 14 of the 3rd. Okay, and then I work my way back down. So I just go 15 of the 2nd, and then back to 14 of the 1st. As soon as I hit that 14, I want to eventually slide that to 8 of the 1st string. Okay, now when I get to that point, I work my way up, just your standard diminished arpeggio. So I'm going from 8 of the 1st string to 10 of the 2nd, and then to 11 of the 3rd. Okay, and then from there we continue that diminished idea, back another minor 3rd, I'm pulling off from 11 to 8. And at the end of that, I just pull that back a semitone to 7. So I go. Let's try the whole thing from the start of the section a little slower. The second section is basically a lot of very fast shreddy patterns. Nothing too ridiculous, just the speed is the main thing. So we'll start from 7 of the 4th string and we're going to go 7, 8, 10. And then I pick 7 of the 3rd string and then I'll reverse that. So I'll go. Okay, and then I want to work my way forwards again. So as soon as I get back to that 7, I'm going to go 8, 10 one more time. Okay, and then when I get to the 3rd string, I'm going to play 7, 8, 10 twice. Hope that makes sense. And after I've done that quick little 2 groups of 7, 8, 10 on the 3rd string rather, I want to jump to 8 of the 2nd string. So I'll do that again a bit slower. And then from there, I want to reverse my steps, and I'm going to go 10, 8, 7 on the third. So that whole idea again a little slower. Okay, and then I work it forwards back to 8, 10. Okay, then when I get to the second string, I want to be hitting 8, 10, 11. So I go, and then I hit 8 of the first string, and then reverse my steps, which is going to go 11, 10, 8 on the second. And then I work forwards again, so that'll go to 10, 11. So altogether from the top, it gets a little bit different after that, but we'll try the whole thing from the start. Hopefully that makes sense. And then after that, I start working into these patterns. Hopefully that makes sense. So the start of that's going to begin on 8 of the first string. I'm going to go 8, 10, 11. Then I slide over to 13, and I'm going to go 13, 11, 10 on the first and then the second string. And I just reverse that formation. And then I slide that over from 13 to 15. Okay, and then from the 15, I'm going 15, 13, 11, and then the same on the second string. And once again, I'm reversing that. Okay, then I bring it over, and now we're kind of working with a Dorian shape. So I'm sliding from 15 to 17, and I'm going to be going 17, 15, 13 on the first, 16, 15, 13 on the second. Once again, we're reversing that in a nice simple way. And then I bring that over from 17 to 18, and then we're reversing, I guess, a Phrygian shape. I'm going 18, 17, 15, and then 18, 16, 15 on the second. So. And once again, we're doing that reversal. Now this is a bit strange. I think the key changes very slightly here. I slide from 18 to 20, and then I've got the same shape twice, which is 20, 18, 17. And at the end of that situation, I do a bend on 20 of the second. So let's start from the 8 of the first string, and we'll put that all together. Alright, let's try the whole thing from the start. And then at the end, there's a tiny little bit more. It goes to this part. So what I got there is 2 big bends on 20 of the second string, and then I play 18, 20 on the first, and then 2 big bends on 20 of the first string. All together. Let's try the whole section one more time, a little slower. One thing to keep in mind with the third section is there's a tiny bit of wah just sort of going on during it. So if you've got it, use it, but I don't think it makes an enormous amount of difference. So I want to start from 10th fret of the third string. I'm going to go 10, 9, 10 on the third, and then slide from 8 to 11 on the second. Okay, and then I sort of slide my way into 9 of the third. And I'm going 9, 7, 9, and then sliding from 8 to 10 on the second. So from the start, it might help to do that slide at the start too. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay, then we do roughly the same idea again, just a random slide. We want to work our way from high to low into 7 of the third string. Okay, so I go 7, 5, 7, and then I want to slide from 6 to 8 on the second. And then I tap 13. Okay, and then at the end of that I go. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm playing 6 of the second string. I'm going to do a hammer into a pull off from 5 to 6 back to 5. And then it goes 7, 5, 7 on the third. Okay, so from the start of this whole section. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we work into this run. It's a little strange. That bit's pretty wide, as you can tell on the recording. Anyway, let's work through this slowly. I want to do a hammer-on from 8 to 12 on the 5th string, and then slide my pinky over to 13, and then I want to play 13 of the 4th with my ring finger, because it's kind of all I got there. Okay, and then I want to do a hammer-on from 9 to 12 on the 3rd string, and then 10 to 13 on the 2nd. Let's try that whole section thus far a little slower. Okay, then it goes. Okay, so what I've got here is a hammer-on into a pull-off from 10 to 13, back to 10 on the 1st. And then I want to go 13, 10, 13, 10 on the 2nd string, all in one pick. So we're going to go hit the 1st note, pull off, hammer-on, pull off. And then the same idea on the 3rd string, but I'm going 12, 10, 12, 10. So both just a single pick. So from the start of that weird arpeggio-y thing. Okay, then it goes. So I want to play 12 of the 3rd string, I want to bend it up and then hit it on the way down. Then play 10 of the 3rd, and then end on 12 of the 4th. Okay, and then at the end of that we've got this. Okay, so I've essentially got the same idea 6 times with one little extra bit at the end. I'm doing 2 quick notes on 12 of the 4th, quite muted, and then I've sort of got this bendy, wide chord on 10 of the 2nd and the 3rd string. So I'm going, that's it. So we want to do 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the 6th one, I just want to add a little vibrato on 12 of the 2nd and the 3rd string. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the whole section. Let's put it together from the start. We'll get those weird funky slides happening. Alright, let's take a look at the 4th section. We're going to be looking at a lot of dual bend ideas, where we're sort of holding a single note and then bending the string above till the same note. So I'm playing 10 of the 1st and bending 13 of the 2nd, and then I go, so it'll go, I'm playing 10, 13, and then a slight bendy vibrato thing on 12, then I go back to 10 of the 1st and then 13 of the 2nd. So with the dual bend at the start. Okay, then roughly the same idea, just sort of working through the scale diatonically. I'm playing 12 of the 1st and 15 of the 2nd. And then I want to play 12, 15, and then a slight vibrato on 13 on the 1st string. Going back to 12, and then 15 to the string above. Now because we've got a smaller bend here, the gap on the dual bend is a little bit strange. I'm playing 13 of the 1st and then 17 of the 2nd. Okay, then after that I go. Okay, so I've got the slight bend, and then I want to go 13, 17, and then 15 with a slight bend. And then I want to go 13, 15 again, so I go. Okay, then from there I want to slide from 15 to 18 and work my way down this little arpeggio. So slide into 18, then play 17 of the 1st string, and then play 18 of the 2nd, and then 17 of the 3rd, so I'll go. Whoop. It's hard, alright? Give me a break. And then we go back to 12 of the 3rd, and then I go. So I hit 12 twice, and then hit 14, so. Let's try the whole thing from the start of the section thus far. Got a bit of an overlap here, so it's obviously dual guitar stuff going on. I quickly jump to another pickup. You might have to cut one of the sections short, and then I work into this rhyme. Alright, let's slow that down. I'm doing 7, 8, 10 on the 5th string twice, same on the 4th, and then I'm playing 7 of the 3rd string. I'm going 7, 9 to 10. I'm going to do that twice, and also the same shape on the 2nd string, but I shuffle it over a fret to 8, 10, 11. So it's just the same thing twice on all the strings. Same formation twice, rather. Okay, and then I work work my way over to 13 of the second string and I go. So this is sort of very obvious scale work here. So at the start of that, I'm playing 13 to 11 to 10 on the second string and then 12 of the third. Then after that, I want to go 11, 10 on the second and then 12, 10 on the third. Okay, the next group of 4, I'm playing 10 of the second and then I go 12, 10, 9 on the third. Let's put that together thus far. Okay, then it goes. So what I'm doing here from 12 of the third string is I'm going 12, 10, 9 and then 12 of the fourth. The next group of 4 goes 10, 9 on the third and then 12, 10 on the fourth. Okay, now the last bit goes from 9 of the third string and I want to go 12, 10, 8 on the fourth. And then work my way forward. So it's going to go 9 of the third and then 12, 10, 8, 10, 12. So all together. Okay, then after that we've got another little overlap. So I've got 2 bands here. I'm playing 10 of the first and 13 of the second. And then I do the same thing on 12 and 15. And then I play 13 and 16 on the third band. I'm doing 2 of those. Now this last one, I only do 1. I'm playing 15 of the first and 18 of the second. And then I roll my middle finger down when I hit the 17 of the first string. Okay, let's put the whole section together now. Let's have a look at the 5th section. I want to be working with that harmonized idea that we have sort of at the second half of the solo. Now I've just concentrated on the right speaker. It does start off as the lower harmony and then goes to the higher harmony, so it is a little bit weird having both guitars swapping. Anyway, I want to start from 8 of the 4th string with a slight slide and then work down a major kind of arpeggio idea. I'm hitting 8 of the 4th, 7 of the 3rd and 6 of the 2nd. Then I hit a slight vibrato on 5 of the 2nd string and then to 5 of the 3rd and then 7 of the 4th. At the end of that I want to slide from 5 to 7 on the 3rd string. Then it goes. Let's slow that down. I'm going 7, 9, 10 on the 3rd string. When I play 10 of the 1st and then a hammer-on edge will pull off from 8 to 10 back to 8 on the 2nd string. At the end of that, I want to play 10, 9 on the 3rd. Let's try the whole thing thus far. Okay, and then it goes. Okay, so what I do here is I'm playing from 12 of the 3rd string, maybe a slight slide in, and then I'm going 10, 11, 10 on the 2nd, and then it goes. It's a bit strange having 2 10s in a row there. You kind of just got to use your pointer finger again. And then I'm going 10, 9, 7. All together. Okay, and then from there it'll go. So those last few notes I did were 9, 10, 9 on the 3rd, and then 7 to 5 on the 3rd string. So the whole section thus far. Then it's nearly exactly the same thing up until a point, it's just the ending slightly different. So after that little trilly bit and then the 10-9 on the 3rd string, it's exactly the same, and then I go. So I got the same group of 3 notes twice. I'm hitting the 13 of the 2nd and then 10-9 on the 3rd. Same thing twice, and then a slight bend up and back. And then vibratoed on 13 of the 2nd string. Let's try and play the whole section now. this next section we're jumping to the high harmony once again, still concentrating on the right speaker of the situation. I'm going to start from 7 of the 4th string and we're going to go 7, 5, 7 there, and then I go to 5 of the 3rd string, and I go from 5 back to 3 and then back to 5 again. Okay, and then after that I slide from 5 to 9, and then I want to play 7 twice. I was on the 3rd string, so all together. Okay, and then it goes into this. So what I'm doing here is I'm sliding in to 7 of the 4th string, and then hitting 5 of the 3rd, and then 8 of the 2nd string. Now as soon as I hit 8 of the 2nd, I want to slide into 10. And I just work my way down the scale diatonically, so I'm going 10, 8, 6, and then a slight vibrato on 5. So after that, I want to roll my pointer from 5 of the 2nd to 5 of the 3rd, and then back down to 5 of the 2nd, and then end on 6. So I go all together. Then after that I jump, sorry, the first one ends here. So I'm doing 2 quick notes, and then on the 10 of the 3rd string, and then go to 10 of the 2nd, and then I do another 10 on the 3rd string twice, so I go, and then a slight bend on 11 of the 2nd, so I go, and then at the end of that I want to play 10 of the 2nd, and then roll to 10 of the 3rd. So let's try the whole section thus far. Okay, then we do exactly the same thing again up until this point. Except after your little bend on 11 of the 2nd string, it goes 10, 11 on the 2nd string instead of going 10 and then to 10 of the 3rd. So it's exactly the same thing twice with 1 note difference, that's it. So we'll try the whole section back to back with those little note differentiations. So from the start of that. Okay, so this ending section is relatively simple ideas just played multiple times. So the initial one that I do is a pull up from 15 to 13 on the 1st, then 15 of the 2nd string, and then back down to 13 of the 1st. So it'll go, and I want to do 4 of those in a row. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes to this. So this is nearly exactly the same thing 3 times. I've got 2 pull-offs from 17 to 13, and then to 15 of the 2nd string, back down to 13 of the 1st. So I go, and I repeat that exact same idea again. Then I do it one more time, but this time I only do a single pull-off at the start. So I do 2 pull-offs, 2 pull-offs, and then a single. So from the start, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we bring that whole idea up a couple of frets. The notes are a little different, but the rhythm and the idea is all very similar. So what I'm doing here is going from 17 to 13 as my pull-off, 17 to 15 as my pull-off, and then 17 to the 2nd string, back down to 15, and once again we're going to repeat that idea 4 times. Okay, and now my pull-off here is kind of a bit more diminished-y sounding. I'm doing a pull-off from 18 to 15 twice, and then 17 to the 2nd string, back down to 15 of the 1st. So it's the 2 quick pull-offs, another 2 quick pull-offs, and then just 1 with a single. So if we play both of those ideas back to back, you'll notice that they're both rhythmically very similar. We do exactly the same thing with both groups twice, and then it works into this pentatonic run here. So we'll do 2 in a row. I think this is the harmony, so it sounds a little bit 50. It's strange sort of having this A minor soundy thing going on, but in context with the song, it's not too bad. So I want to do a pull off from 20 to 15 on the first, 20 to 17 rather, on the first string. And I go to 20 of the second after that, and then back down to 17 of the first. Okay, then after that I've got 2 quick pull-offs from 20 to 17 on the second string. Okay, then after that I want to go to 19 of the third to 17 of the second. Okay, then after that I've got 2 quick pull-offs from 19 to 17 on the third string. Okay, then after those 2 pull-offs I'm jumping to 19 of the fourth and then 17 of the third. So from the start of that little group, okay, then there's only a little bit left. Okay, so what I do here is a slight bend on 19 of the third, and then to 17 of the third. Okay, and then I'm going to go 20, 17 just as regular notes on the second string, and then a big bend on 20 of the second string. So I'll go from the pentatonic run out. Let's try the whole section from the start now a little bit slower. And that's the gunshot to the head of Trepidation solo. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. I'll catch you real soon.